I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. College! Don't know much about it. I got an F on my college application.
You all right?
The first person in my family to pretend to go to college.
Look, I know that beer pong is a thing, and that if you're smart enough to get into a really great school, you'll be in debt pretty much until your first required prostate exam. I, on the other hand, didn't go to college, so I have no college debt. Instead, I was even dumber and got divorced. Way more expensive.
Why'd I get mixed up with that bitch?
Because she got a great ass, and you got your head all the way up it.
College is a good thing if you find something you love. And if you go to an elite school, you will learn the secret handshake.
Give me some.
And how to sail. And then you'll join the Illuminati, and then you can be in the meetings with the aliens to stop the comet that will destroy us all. I'm looking at you, Harvard. The best of the best. Well, Harvard University was sent a letter by this man who, in a million years, couldn't get into Harvard University. I mean, he would have been stopped at the gate, strip searched, and sent to a community college in Springfield to interview for a job as the janitor. So, due to the fact that Harvard is the learning center of our country and has produced Presidents John Adams, John Quincy Adams, Rutherford B. Hayes, who? Shut up. Theodore Roosevelt, Franklin D. Roosevelt, John F. Kennedy, Barack Obama, and George W. Bush. Nobody's perfect. Look, Harvard was told by Sweet Potato Hitler and the minions that Harvard needed to change their curriculum, and Harvard needed to start teaching about stuff that these guys care about, Jewish space lasers, and how horse dewormer cures AIDS, and that AIDS was a hoax sent to us from the gay dolphins that are lying about climate change, which doesn't exist. Get on that, Harvard! Change your curriculum or lose your money. And Harvard said, no. Yesterday, Harvard listed the Department of Education, Department of Justice, General Services Administration, the Department of Energy, the National Science Foundation, Department of Defense, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, the HHS, and the National Institute of Health as defendants in a lawsuit. Harvard sued Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Pam Bondi, Lisa McMahon, and Peter, I'm not an alcoholic, but I play one in the Pentagon, Hegseth. All these dingleberries are being called out by Harvard. And just so you know, people, Harvard University is one of the world's oldest and most exclusive and spectacular brain farms on the planet. And sure, they produce a dipshit once in a while, but who doesn't? Some dipshits whose daddy's paid to get them in, but because this douche didn't get in, even if his daddy paid, we know Harvard has some standards. Some students from Harvard, Oppenheimer, FDR, Teddy Roosevelt, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Michelle Obama, Colin Jost, and Conan O'Brien. And then these twats too. So it's not all greatness. However, when it comes to excellence, Harvard has the best medical school. They invented anesthesia, which I still can't even spell. Anesthesia, wee! The smallpox vaccine, the electrocardiograph, cancer research. They're leading it. Their first detected syphilis, which means the girls at Harvard really put out. Heart valve surgery, and the first pap smear, because again, Harvard girls will do the nasty as long as it's on a yacht. They invented the MRI. They helped stop AIDS. They invented gene therapy, and on and on and on. And as much as it annoys me, Harvard, which has been here since 1636, 1 year after the Titus family got here. And what bothers me is none of us ever got in. I told you they have standards. But you know what else Harvard has? A law school. One of the most prestigious on the planet. It is the oldest continuously operating law school in the United States. It is home to the largest academic law library in the world. They have produced 17 Supreme Court justices, and this 34-time convicted felon, bankrupt, tax cheat rapist is going to sue them? Just when you think he can't be dumber, he brings the heat. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. He sued Harvard. Harvard law is literally like the gold standard of law, and he took on Harvard. It's going to go great. I love that Harvard said, blow me. We're going to take you to court. Really? Nothing should scare you more than being taken to court by Harvard. Hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. With me as always, the lovely and amazing Bombshell Ray.
Oh, was that it? What's up, people? Whoops.
and the amazing and lovely Highlander. What was that about? What just happened?
I don't know. I'm on a time delay.
Well, your timing's funny though. And the Highlander. Oh God, is this gonna? Are we starting here? This is not gonna work. Jesus Christ! I'm gonna have to.
That could be the only one.
Oh my God!
Everybody pause.
we have just thrown, like, it feels like the universe is off. It feels like I think the doomsday clock just got closer. What just happened?
We're like self-editing and like, wait, what did they say?
What just happened? I want to say that we released part 2 of the rigged election podcast. Will be airing by when do you think?
It's going to be from 3 days ago. That's where it's going to be.
Yeah, but when is it going to? Oh, got it. So it'll be released pretty soon.
Yeah.
So just so you guys know, I did read the comments. A lot of people are stunned, shocked by the amazing evidence that the Election Truth Alliance gave us. Also, they said that I kept interrupting and I talked too much. So just so you know, I hear you, and you're welcome for the free podcast. And when you pay me to shut up, I will. Okay, we good? Thank you. So,
can I interject here? Let me interrupt you.
All
Listen,
right. Okay.
If you want to get the straight data, you can go to electiontruthalliance.org and you can download all their PDFs with all the charts, and also go to their YouTube channel. They've got there's a bunch of videos of Nathan going through all that data.
I do have to say that I find it funny that when I was writing the Armageddon Update, I was thinking about Harvard, and I was thinking about, Harvard. Yeah, because when you think of Harvard, you think Harvard. You don't think what it really is. Well, Harvard was started in 1636, a year after the Tituses got here. And as Ken very funnily said earlier, funnily, is that a word? He said earlier, he goes, yeah, the Titus are here for a year, and Harvard's like, we need to write some laws. We need to start a school.
They greenlit the fuck out of those
write
building
some
permits.
Fucking laws for these people.
Build a school now.
These Tituses are out of control.
We got these idiots coming in.
So when I was writing the update, because going after Harvard, I said did research. So we all mock Harvard, the elites. If you look at what Harvard did, they created anesthesia. They like the electrocardiogram, like the list of shit that that's come out of the research for Harvard has saved millions of lives.
Yeah, they've invented medicine and science itself.
There's like stuff that they found telomeres to keep us why we get older and younger. Like the science that Harvard does helps the entire country. Mm-hmm. So when you say you're going to cut, and by the way, the reason Harvard gets money is because the government knows that. Yes. Because we give them money, we have access. So our government has access to that stuff first, which makes us a world leader, or has. Dipshit wants to come in and kill all the money to Harvard. So we stop all these major advancements, whether it's medicine or law or psychology or robotics, all of it. And he wants to stop it because he doesn't like that Harvard won't start teaching about Jewish space lasers. So I really love, in Columbia, the people that run Columbia University are a bunch of pussies because they backed off. And Harvard was like, nah, we're going to take you to court. And then I thought, oh God, Harvard law. Oh no. You, the dumbest guy, person, woman, man, camera, TV, is taking on Harvard law.
The group that invented law.
they didn't know there was no word. They were like,
they came up with the uniforms, the robes.
Let's take what we took from England and make it better. Let's do that. So basically, they invented American law, and they're going to fight Harvard. I just love. They have the biggest law library in the world, and it is just stunning.
They have the Obamas,
huh?
They also have the Obamas.
The Obamas, right? The Obamas came up, but also like 6. I think on the current court. Like 5 or 6 of them are Harvard, which sucks because that just means that, that
it's not a left-wing factory.
It's not a left-wing factory. W came out of there, as I said in the Armageddon Update. So what I don't understand. Oh, and then something else happened. I just read this. RFK wants to have a national registry for autistic people. Could it be more Hitlery? Could it be more Nazi?
Exactly.
Could we get all the people that we need to, like, or the Trump made fun of? Like, can we just get all those people, like, on a registry of some sort so we know where they are?
Like, I hear a train off in the distance.
Is that a freight train? I believe those boxcars are parking out. Why does... wait.
Did we talk about what he said
you
about
want to go on a trip?
people?
I want to go on a train. No.
Did we talk about that?
What?
what he said about autistic people?
No, we
that
should
they'll
though.
never get married. They'll never pay. I thought pay taxes was a little
It's a
out of
weird
the
one.
blue. Never get married. Never use a toilet.
Never pay taxes, right?
Um.
They'll never fall in love. They'll never.
Elon has
Exactly.
Asperger's,
Yeah,
and
Elon
he's
has-
the richest man in the world.
Adam Carolla is one of the smartest people I know. Like everybody, like when, but it just shows.
He said we're in an alarming epidemic of autism. Scientists have said that's because we're now testing for it.
Yeah, we just
know what it is.
We actually know what it is, thanks to Harvard.
Exactly.
Harvard's kind of done a lot more research, and we figured out that how many different things on the spectrum there were.
The spectrum,
thanks
exactly.
again, Harvard. So we now, so we've got
It's the same thing Trump with COVID saying slow the testing down.
Exactly.
If we don't test as much, there won't be as many cases of COVID.
He said that, and he goes, "Of course, if you test more, you're going to find more cases." Wow.
So we just want to sweep
I don't
it
even
all
know how
under the
to deal
carpet.
with the level of stupid. So here's what we have going on right now. We've got a government that wants to list people with autism for whatever reason. They're claiming that autism rates have increased, but that's not true. Just us diagnosing autism has gotten better. So now we know, why is that important? Well, because now instead of putting some kid in some slow cat class, we can actually go, oh, here's what he's got. Yeah. Here's where his gifts are. Let's put him there.
Yeah.
So now we're helping people so they can go to the bathroom and pay taxes.
Yeah,
can we not even say that people on the spectrum can't use a toilet?
But it's
I
the crazy.
just can't even joke about that.
But it's the crazy. Like how is this guy who literally looks like I think it was John Oliver or was it John Stewart said it. It looks like he sleeps on a hot dog warmer from a 7-Eleven. How is this guy? So I want to let's just clear it up, people. So in charge of our country right now, we have a raging alcoholic newsman running our military. We have an ex-heroin addict running our health
with spasmodic dysphonia, which
and a
could
brainworm,
possibly be from the heroin,
and a brainworm,
which could also be from the heroin.
And the guy who hired them is a 34-time convicted rapist, bankrupt,
criminal con man
grifter, and that's who's running the country. And if you guys can't I have this weird smile on my face now because at one point I've been mad at it for so long now that I'm like, if you have to step outside, it was Carlin said this one day. Carlin was doing an interview and he goes, I've given up. Because Carlin was really, really righteous in the 60s and stuff. And he got arrested for saying the wrong words and stuff. And then he said, one day I just stepped aside and decided to watch it. Yeah. And comment on it as opposed to trying to change it because he realized you couldn't change it. So and depressing. I'm kind of feeling like that right now. I'm kind of feeling like I'm still going to do what I do, but it's weird that we're watching it and nobody is like that his people are still like, although protests are getting bigger, although Rachel keeps getting mad at Rachel Maddow because she keeps showing these protests. Look at their protesting everywhere. And then they show a picture and
it's like 7 people with popsicle stick signs. I mean, some of them are big, but let's stop framing it like, it's, so I watched it at first and didn't pay attention to that. And then went out into the world expecting that there would be a conversion, and he went and stayed with his aunt. I saw my family. It's not happening. They're not coming around. They're not seeing the light. They're not mad about their Social Security. We are mad for them. And so now she's showing protests every week at the beginning. And it's like, okay, there's actually
now this is
people.
You're talking about something different than the Bernie AOC rallies.
Yeah, those are crazy.
Because those are going crazy.
Just the random town protests against, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid cuts, the 2 planned kind of nationwide protests we've had in the last month. Those she's just
LA
showing.
was huge. LA was massive.
Well, yeah, and
New York was massive.
St. Paul
Chicago,
was
right.
I mean, but RFK Jr. says he's going to find the cause of autism by September.
Because of why? Because of
he said,
Halloween? What? I don't understand.
So,
But
like
also,
you said, he is polling everyone's medical records, which is screw HIPAA. He is going to find out what exposures are causing it and have those removed. He's going to involve hundreds of scientists from around the world, and I'm guessing these scientists will be like the ones that Trump used during COVID, like that witch doctor lady who believed What do you remember
Yes.
that?
Oh God,
Round
what
up
was she?
bones and blood and poop.
Yeah.
Cure. Yeah.
A horse dewormer. I'm sorry. You have to remember, they were using horse dewormer to cure COVID. Horse dewormer. And they you know what they said? Horse dewormer actually will kill COVID. But to take it in the dose that will kill COVID will also kill you.
Well, then it kills COVID.
So will cocaine. Frank and Shayna figured that out.
To drinking way too much?
Anything will kill COVID if you take enough of it.
A bullet will kill COVID.
A bullet? Yeah.
Guess what he doesn't have? COVID.
A pit bull? All kinds of things kill
Ripping
COVID.
out your throat.
Yep.
You know, jumping into the lion pit cures
This
COVID.
episode brought to you by Helix Sleep, Helix mattresses. If you guys are having any kind of insomnia, back pain, if you're waking up constantly throughout the night, if your partner moves and you fall off the bed, you probably need to go to Helix mattress website and take the test. I like this company so much. We have one.
Yep.
I like because you get to go take a test. You put in all your info. Are you sleeping with someone?
Are you
don't have to,
autistic?
give too many details.
So they build it. They build
are
it
you
on
a
different
side
layers.
sleeper
Yep.
or a back sleeper? Are you hot when it's like all these questions, and then it spits out. Here's your results. This is because they have a bunch of different types, firmness and things like that.
Yep. Firmness,
And-
softness. Yeah.
Yeah, and also it will sync. You can, you can see a difference in your health from your Apple Watch or your Oura Ring, which is kind of cool. You can actually see how it's positively affecting your sleep.
As Grandma says, that's a good sleep in bed.
That's what Grandma says about the Helix. That is a good sleep in bed. Snoring. If you have a partner that snores, you can put all that stuff in. And definitely has helped with my back pain, helps with sleep apnea.
Chappy too.
Sleeping too hot. That's a problem that I have. That's one of the problems that I have. We go on the road and we're miserable. And then we go home and we sleep on our mattress and it's like a revolution.
Right, because we sleep in hotels where their mattresses are usually from condemned refugee camps.
Yes.
So
that
then
makes
we
you
come home
angry and fight everything.
And then we come home, get on the Helix, like, oh, I'm a human being again.
These mattresses are also shockingly affordable.
Yep.
And really dense, high quality materials. And on top of already being affordable, they're having a spring savings event right now where you can get 20% off site wide. All you have to do is go to helixsleep.com/Titus. That's helixsleep.com/Titus, and you'll get 20% off site wide. helixsleep.com/Titus. Go take the test. Just see what it tells you should do. It's pretty fascinating.
I've had mattresses. I'm pretty sure they've given me scurvy from
Right,
from
exactly.
the coils. Just
By the way, that's the worst mattress company. Scurvy mattresses,
Scurvy.
the worst mattress company. They started in the 1630s, by the way.
Trump is now attacking the Supreme Court for blocking him from deporting people without due process.
So he's got weight.
Here's a direct quote on Truth Social. He's been busy, little tiger. We cannot give everyone a trial because to do so would take, without exaggeration, 200 years.
where did he come up with this number?
How is this fucking guy in charge of anything? It would take
Seriously.
200 years? But okay, first of all, he took an oath to the Constitution. I want to point out he didn't put his hand on the Bible, as Rachel pointed out. And I think his fingers were crossed. And I think he went. I think he spit through his fingers too. I think I don't think it counts.
And he was accompanied by Zorro
Yeah.
at the inauguration.
Yeah.
Like,
The Hamburglar.
Holy shit. She was, man, it was spy versus spy. She was crazed looking. All right. So wait a minute. So he's now saying that he's taken the oath to follow the Constitution, to defend the Constitution, and to defend all against enemies, foreign and domestic. Yet he's got to defend against himself because he's our domestic enemy, and he's telling us that we don't get to have the rule of law now.
he's using the 1798 Alien Enemies Act, which we've talked about,
But you have
where
to
he's
declare war.
claiming wartime powers to remove these people from the country without due process.
Except we haven't declared war on
That's a
anybody.
good point. There
Except
is
we've
that.
declared now we were at war with Japan when we did that horrible thing and put Japanese Americans who some were fighting for our country into internment camps. So he's using the same law that when we were actually at a world war with Japan after they bombed Pearl Harbor, and he's using it against he's saying Venezuela, but we're not at war with Venezuela. We're still trading with
And
Venezuela.
we're not sending them to Venezuela, the people
Right,
from
El Salvador,
Venezuela.
right.
So I think people really underestimate how heinous this is,
Yeah.
and
Agreed.
how callous and cruel to treat these people like animals that don't deserve rights that we are afforded, and
But we're not
then
anymore.
to throw them in a bus, put them on a plane, and ship them to a random country, not their country,
Right.
where they are imprisoned
To a torture
and have
prison.
no nationalism, no rights from their own country, and they cannot get out of that prison.
To the point where both sides start going, well, they're over there now.
Exactly.
And then the other guy's like, well, they're in there now.
So let's break this down what this means. And I don't think people,
And he's paying El Salvador.
all you right wingers who keep bitching about the Constitution, man, fuck fucking Constitution. You do understand that picking someone up off the street randomly for no reason, without due process, without letting them see an attorney, is against the Constitution. It literally violates the Constitution. Then you just randomly send them to another country with no sentencing, nothing. That again violates the Constitution. And by the way, let's say they don't like this podcast. Let's say they don't like that
that's
Christopher
coming.
Titus
Yes.
has
Yeah.
gone batshit
Yeah.
and been after Trump for 8 years
Yep.
now. They go, Christopher Titus is an enemy of the state. I'm putting him on a plane and I'm in a prison in El Salvador.
Yep.
If you don't like Trump, if you're protesting in front of a Tesla dealership and he doesn't like you, he puts you on a plane because he's already violated. The Supreme Court
That's what I was
told
gonna
them they have to.
Unanimous.
We are in a constitutional crisis right now. The only way out of this, because fascism doesn't go, you know what? I was wrong.
And it doesn't go, you know what? You voted for me. So just you go back to your house and do whatever you want to do. It's no. You let me in.
Yeah.
And now
run
I'm
shit
coming for you too.
Yeah.
It's not like, okay, everybody that voted for me, get on this side of the country.
Right.
And you can have rights and freedoms.
And do whatever you
food,
want. Right. And food.
And, that's
Housing.
how North Korea does it.
Yeah.
But it's even worse because the Trump administration came out and said, oh, yeah, we screwed up with this one.
Yes.
But yeah, you know what? We're going to keep screwing up.
Then they appealed the decision. Yeah, we screwed up. It was an error.
Clerical
and then
error.
appealed
And then fought
the
against
judge
it.
saying, then bring him back.
What the fuck?
We're
And they go
paying
like
El
this.
Salvador.
Quote, ready for a quote? That man is never coming back.
Yeah.
What the fuck? He's got 3 kids. He's got a wife. What are you fucking
No
talking
criminal
about?
history.
No criminal history. What?
But arbitrarily, they're now putting things out on social media like that. They just said, they finally 2 days ago said he trafficked children or women. He was
Untrue.
trafficking humans. So you didn't want to mention that before when it went all the way to the Supreme Court and you were ruled against repeatedly and the country is upset? You didn't want to mention that?
Yes, and then supposedly there's a domestic violence thing.
Yeah,
he trafficked children. Then he's got tattoos on his
Zero
hands.
record.
Trump held up a picture. That's
All fake.
Photoshop. That's Photoshop. The video from the car. That was just a, hey, what are you guys doing? We're just going home. Okay. And then the thing with this, that was him with his wife, and his wife said he never touched me, never did anything. I just had to call the cops because he was screaming. So listen, all of us have done something that you could go, I've got some speeding tickets. Like you go to my speeding tickets. Hell, you go to the thing that happened in Salt Lake City and
You
go.
haven't had speeding tickets.
We've
in a
said
while,
hello
oddly.
to MS-13 many days across the street.
That's true.
We've made friends.
That's true.
Clumsy, yeah,
There could be photos of us hanging out on the corner.
You
with
guys were part of it. No, we were across the street. No,
This episode brought to you by Lumen. I don't know. I just want to talk about Lumen. Lumen is a game changer, you guys. So a lot of you know, because this is one of my all-time favorite products that I've ever discovered through this podcast, one of. And it is a small handheld device. I don't have mine with me today.
Looks like it's basically a little fat kazoo.
It measures your metabolic health. And so instead of you guessing how to lose weight, which I was trying to do forever once I hit 40, I couldn't do it anymore. I was a fitness competitor. I used to know I could think about it and drop it. And suddenly I couldn't anymore until we got this. And it actually trains your metabolism to make it function more efficiently so that you can cheat and it'll just burn right through that. So I got my aunt and uncle started on it. They both bought one.
I use
We all use it. You lost 8 pounds, I think.
For the first couple weeks.
Yeah, 9 or 10. I lost 12. And so my uncle is extremely fit. He runs 6 miles a day in New York City. He's 69. Does not look like it.
No.
But he always says he's fat. Oy vey.
I don't say he's fat.
This
He
is
says
my
he's
Jewish uncle that you guys know that we found later in life. And he's always talking about how fat he is. And so he has now lost 14 pounds since a month ago. Well, Aunt Julie got her nail lady to try it. Now her nail lady is telling everyone. So they said that Lumen has become very big in the Jewish community in New York because of us. It also gives you recipes and meals for every meal of the day and snacks. I haven't followed a lot of those. No. My aunt and uncle said that they're insane. That's all they're doing.
Can I mention really quick again? That's why I talked to them last week. Is that so? Here's what you do, guys. Like you think, oh, I'm eating too many carbs, I'm eating too many of this. Well, when you do it does your breath like that big machine we used to watch where you breathe in the thing, like on the Rocky movies. Well, and it's now they've developed to a thing. This thing it reads probably Harvard. It reads your breath, your ketones, whatever, and it tells you what you need, what kind of day it is,
what laws you broke.
Is it a low carb day? Is it a high carb day? Is it a high protein day? And it gives it to you. And if you follow it, I've noticed that the one day it gave me 220 carbs. And I was like, that's a lot. And I ate. I was like, all right, I'm doing it. And then I lost 2 pounds the next day.
Yeah,
it was weird, right?
It goes against everything that you think.
Yes. So my uncle he was like forever, I'm keto. I don't eat any carbs. I fast until 1. And then I only eat, remember, I'd have to buy like lunch meat or chicken or something. And that's all he'd eat. He said last Saturday he had a stack of pancakes for breakfast, and he said he almost cried because he lived his life depriving himself and not losing the weight he wanted to lose. And now he's learned because of Lumen that he can eat those things, but it just tells him when and how in moderation.
So reading your metabolism, that gives you kind of a blueprint for your life, and it'll help you. Yeah,
that's how I start my day every morning. Yep. I take today it was a 2, not terrible, not a 1. Good. I know. Good. Thank you. So warmer months are coming. We're all stressing that. So spring back into your health and fitness. Go to lumen.me/Titus. You'll get 15% off your Lumen. That's lumen.me/Titus for 15% off your purchase. And thank you, Lumen, for sponsoring us and letting us try this really cool thing.
That's great.
This is the Titus Podcast Daycare today. You might hear Seamus in the background. He's very upset about what Donald Trump has done with immigrants.
He's looking at his future.
You're brought me into this world.
Why
pulled out of the Paris Accord?
So he's in the background. You may hear a baby crying in the back. He's not crying. He's just kind of talking.
Yeah, he's also very upset about the Pope dying. He loved this Pope, especially had such a unique and compassionate view, most specifically on immigrants. And because he knew what it was like to not have a home, and it pissed people off, of course, in the right-wing world. So Seamus is a little sad that the Pope died. He died right after he met with J.D. Vance.
Also, the Pope kind of looked like a giant baby too, which I think that's he kind of really related to him.
Yeah.
J.D. Vance. I love that one of the last things the popes did was talk shit to J.D. Vance.
He was like, after meting them, he was like, I just got to go.
Yeah. He just changed his headstone.
What did he say to him? Do you know?
He basically told him that he did a thinly veiled thing that was there's a letter that they presented with J.D. Vance. It was very thinly veiled about how if you guys go against immigration, and he's talking about evil in the world too. He's kind of talking about stuff like where it's kind of like, you guys are evil fuckers. What are you doing? Yeah. And by the way, after this Easter, I'm done.
I did not know that Vance converted to Catholicism in 2019. I thought that all these right wingers would think that was evil, right?
What was he before this? Agnostic?
Not running for office.
Yeah, before this.
Yeah. He and his wife, they were going to India. They also sent him to Rome to meet with the Italian prime minister. Like, what? The Pope is alive during that meeting. You can see he's, as alive as all popes are at the end.
Well,
they're in the Pope mobile, and then they kind of wake up and do this with their hand, and then
the Lord
we just dragged this bit out to play it today.
They paraded him. Please do it, and then tell why.
Well, the Pope. I said.
What special was that?
I bet you what happens is Angry Pursuit. We just found Angry Pursuit. Basically, what happens is at one point, all the popes, because that hat is so heavy. I said it it's like that hat's so big because they keep putting plaques inside of all the popes. So it's like the Stanley Cup, but it's so heavy that you know that hat's heavy because after a couple of years, they all kind of become a popostrophe. They all kind of start hanging. They become like a Pope jumbo shrimp, and then they put them in a wheelchair. And then I love when they're in the wheelchair and they're just like me, me, and they just
It becomes autistic.
He's not autistic. I was like Pope life. There's some funny bits. We just put that out today, guys. It's in honor of a new Pope coming in. Get that new Pope smell. Here's what I don't understand about the Harvard thing. He knows damn well that these bastions of higher learning, Columbia, Harvard, in Purdue, all these, that Notre Dame, that they're not going to change. What I don't understand is what does he have? What could he possibly do? He's going to cut off their funding? Mm-hmm. Well, I don't want to go to a fucking school that's going to bow to, like, the whole point of college is to become a critical thinker and think your own thing and not be indoctrinated into some bullshit thing that some government, our entire country is based on, to not be indoctrinated. Yeah. It's actually, and yet this guy, and I think in the past you could say we have been. I think you could say in the past during like the Hoover era, and during what's the guy that the McCarthy era. Mm-hmm. I think you could say we were trying to do that. And if you read Rachel Maddow's book, Prequel, it's really, really evident that they've tried this before. What scares me of this one is, why are these colleges, again, the bastions of higher learning, the bastions of critical thinking, the bastions of finding what new is, why are they bowing? Why is Columbia bowing? Money? Like, because I don't want to go to a college that's gonna not teach me well. Because
some people just don't want. I mean,
the hassle.
It's not just a hassle. Now, I say again,
look at what he Nazi did. Germany rose to power.
Look at what he did to Kathy Griffin, and she was just a comedian that was kind of friendly with him. I mean, he is relentless when he thinks that you won't bow to him or you are making fun of him. I mean. No, people don't want to deal with that.
I'm so glad we're just under the radar. We're so far under the radar.
Vance was atheist when we get to. He was atheist before.
Okay, so
and then he became.
I'm sure it's because he had some sort of epiphany. I'm sure he had an epiphany when he was like running for office. I better be religious now.
They were showing again last night that clip of Trump going up to the Supreme Court after the State of the Union?
Yeah.
And
telling Roberts.
And then Roberts,
thank you. Hey, here's a 20.
Thank you for what you did. I won't forget
what
it.
You did. Hey, Thomas, here you go.
He just doesn't get it. He thinks that is how it works.
Because in New York, that's how it works.
Mafia stuff.
Because that's how he was raised. All the stuff from his father.
My uncle, people in New York thought he was a joke.
He is a joke.
Yeah.
But his father taught him. That it's all deals. And people forget that he had 3,500 lawsuits against vendors who built his hotels, who he fucked over.
He fucked them over.
They go, it's 80 grand for that. Go pay 80 grand. Then they get done with the work and he goes, we're not paying you. What? You have to pay me. Okay, we're going to pay 50 grand and you can shut the fuck up. Or you can spend the other 30 going to court.
And he'll keep you in court forever because he's got lawyers on retainer. He destroyed people's lives.
Yes. That he runs through. Like after they are going, like, fuck, this guy's crazy.
But we now have this amazing list of people that have backed him up, that have become these loyal minions who have gotten fucked over. Everybody, let's go. I mean, Rex Tillerson, Millie.
God, you don't have this kind of time.
Kelly. I mean, everybody. Manafort, John Bolton took their security.
All of those.
Elon Musk, by the way, who, if you look at last week's podcast, two-parter, people, you need to look at it because it's pretty obvious something went crazy. Something was done. It's pretty fucking obvious. Yeah. That being said, Elon Musk lost $200 billion. If you get near Trump, your life will be fucked up. Yep. What are you people doing? Do you think you're different?
Yep. Even some of the cabinet. So like the Pete Hegseth thing that's happening now. He's throwing his own people under the bus. They're following Trump's lead. You know, the fish rots from the head down.
It is interesting because my family member that is up for something in this administration was just in passing saying to me, I don't know why it hasn't happened yet when I've been so loyal. And I heard that and I just thought that's an interesting word to use when you're looking for a job in government.
Not I'm so qualified.
Right.
I'm so, but that means that's what is sought after,
Yes.
right?
Exactly.
Like that's the thing. Speaking of being sought after, this episode brought to you by AG1.
Wow, we have a busy day.
AG1, man, pop that with your Lumen situation. That is a bifecta. I don't even know if
So
that's a word.
yesterday, end
is
of the
it?
day, I'm been very stressed and very upset. Yesterday was a bad day. I was very rattled. And I came home and I did my scoop of AG1. I did colostrum. I did my protein, and I did my not creatine. What's the other thing?
Your HG, your
Collagen?
testosterone. Shots.
Glutamine, and I mix it all up. And I gotta tell you, man, in about 20 minutes, man, my entire day was different.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what it is with AG1. I do know that it's giving your body all the nutrients it needs. I know it's giving you 72 or 75 different vitamins, minerals, whole foods, adaptogens,
whole food source, superfoods, adaptogens, prebiotics, probiotics, and then didn't you just say postbiotics?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, we didn't know that was a thing.
Is that a real thing?
It's apparently a thing.
Yeah.
Who knew? I mean, it makes sense. If
We heard
there's
the
a
end. I was like, wait, I said that as a joke, like early on, and it's a thing now.
Postbiotics. Also, you will feel a difference, and it is cumulative over time. I definitely have more energy, especially when I am consistent with it, and I do it every day. I am back to having it in the mornings and doing it with the D3. I do it with collagen, colostrum, and performance colostrum.
Got the D3.
Oh, and protein. So I just make a protein shake, pour some water in it, shake it up with the AG1, and it's crazy the difference that makes in my gut health. Gut health is why this was created.
I
and
had a headache. My headache went away.
Could you imagine if RFK took it? He would go from like a raisin to a grape.
He is, man.
Oh my gosh, he would
like come back to-
reconstitute him.
Exactly.
What?
So when it comes to our health, we always want something that we can actually trust. That's why we choose AG1. They keep reformulating. They just put out a new and improved formula with science-backed ingredients and real benefits that we can feel. AG1 makes it easy to support overall wellness every day. That's why we've been with them so long. AG1 is now offering new subscribers a free $76 gift. When you sign up, you'll get the welcome kit, a bottle of D3K2, and you get 5 free travel packs in your first box. So go to drinkag1.com/Titus to get this offer. drinkag1.com/Titus to start your year off on a healthier note.
Titus does drink AG1. Can you do me a favor? Is there anything online about what the Trump administration wanted Harvard and Columbia to do? Like, what exactly
to shut down their any DEI
all the
programs?
DEI, yeah.
Okay, but is that
don't
it?
teach
change their curriculum,
Black history or something.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Can we talk about the DEI thing?
Okay,
Diversity.
I said this last night.
Right.
Equity.
We had dinner last night with two of our very good friends. One
Equity.
went to Columbia.
Inclusion.
And inclusion. And Johnny works in DEI at Harvard Westlake, which is a feeder school for Harvard. And CJ also works at Harvard Westlake. And she was talking about going to see this woman speak and how this woman said, I don't want to get into politics, but got very weird about DEI, like the acronym DEI. It's like, whoa, no, we don't do that. And that's why I said last night, you guys, it's become a trigger acronym, just like CRT.
Woke.
Y'all didn't know what that meant either. It's woke. All it literally means is diversity, equity, and inclusion. Just taking a look at those things and making sure that we have diversity, equity.
We
and inclusion.
also, all it is by the way, because you're Black or because you're Hispanic, you don't get the job.
Yeah.
But you have to be. You at least have to interview those people. You don't get. They hire the best person. But can I also say how fragile these fucking old ass rich white men are? You pathetic fucks that you think you're the master race, but you won't even go up against a Black guy and a Mexican dude. So, but you think you're the master race? Okay, you pathetic, weak, cowardly fucks. Like you literally think that so instead we're just gonna get him out.
Yeah.
But you're the master race, so you can't even compete.
So Harvard was the first elite U.S. university to publicly laugh at his demands. The funny thing is that many people in the administration had differing accounts to CNN when they were asked. Some said it was mishandled. Some said it was sent prematurely. And others said it was not meant to be sent at all.
Oops. Hey, guys, you know that letter we were sending to every other elite college? It didn't go to Harvard, did it?
Among the demands...
How stupid are these people?
Among the demands were the banning of masks at protests, reforms to merit-based hiring and admissions, and reducing the power held by faculty and administrators to be more committed to activism than scholarship that they thought were.
So one more.
He said they were combating anti-Semitism.
Can I point something out about the masks? There's this group, this white supremacy group that walks around wearing the khakis and they look like Best Buy employees. Guess what they always wear when they march? Always. Masks.
Always.
No one's saying that.
All those
hoods.
KKK.
All those KKK hoods. But that's okay. By the way, if you're a white supremacist group that wants to hang people from trees, masks are fine.
Yeah. Make sure you wear it's part of your uniform.
It's
it
part
was
of
matching.
reported today that the IRS is planning to rescind the tax-exempt status of the university. So he's trying to strong arm a private university into teaching and doing what he wants.
But as I said earlier, but also this is a university that has helped made us world leaders in many, many different fields. What the fuck are you doing?
It has helped humanity.
Like, how is he? You know what he's? I get. So Putin hates democracy. He wants to prove that democracy doesn't work. So if that's the case, Trump's really working for Putin because you do not dismantle. Our research labs are basically where the best minds in the world, the best, youngest minds in the world go to discover the new thing, then give it to us so we can continue to be world leaders in many different fields. And what are you doing? I got to tell you, this man's dick must be so small. It must literally be hard to find. Yeah. I've never seen a more pathetic, just weak, offended man in my life.
They also demanded that Harvard, all of these universities, audit their views of diversity on campus and report what those are. Stop recognizing some of their student clubs.
Which ones?
Do you know why?
Let me guess.
Oh, I wonder.
Do you know why? Because what the white supremacist thing is a joke. You can't see. So as they know. Also, did you see they was going to offer $5,000 to anybody who has a baby? To a white family who has a baby, that was just reported
to a white family.
If you have, yes, I have a white, yes.
You got to be fucking kidding.
Nope. So right now we have Nazis. We have Nazis running shit. We have here's the thing. Look, I can accept the qualified Nazi. These are really the scraping of the bottom of the Nazi barrel, and I'm just saying that we've got the most douchebaggy group of humans running it. And I have to be honest with you. I know that speaking out against these people, when I saw Lisa Murkowski this last week, they interviewed her and she was doing a town hall and they basically said, why are you not screaming? And she said, and you watch the video, people, it's pretty crazy. She just goes, because we're scared there's going to be retribution. And the way retaliation is real.
Yeah.
And the way she said it, I was like, that's not the American government.
Yeah.
That's fucking not the American government.
What you're talking about, the retaliation being, is losing your cushy job.
True.
So that's disgusting.
And that's not why we elected you.
Willing to fold for fascism so that you can keep your spending account. And that's your excuse to us. And you actually say that on TV, like,
and here's the problem.
That $5,000 baby bonus hasn't happened yet, but they are kicking the idea around.
Oh my God.
Because of declining birth and marriage rates among white.
What? And they're good. Oh my God. So they want to put all the people with autism on a registry. Mm-hmm. They want to pay white people to have babies. Could this shit
fucking
be
eugenics?
Could this shit be more Nazi? Like literally, if you got to pick, how do we make this the most Nazi thing ever? Those are the top two. Also, you guys, I want you to remember this. Do not stop telling people this. Congress gets $190,000, between $172 and $190 to be a congressman. What they get in expenses, and I told, by the way, our friends last night are like, they're like smart people. They didn't know this. Between 2.4 each congressman and 5.4 million every year in expenses. Now, will you take that job? I'm going to give you 190 grand for your salary, but I'm going to also give you another $4 million just to keep a house where you live and a house at work. Then I'm going to let you pay for your car and all your travel. Oh, and all the lunches you need to do for your constituents and for the lobbyists. They need to give you money, which are going to give you more money. What are you going to do to keep that job? Pretty much anything.
Look at Marjorie Taylor Greene's
oh my
cars God. And all of her investments.
Look what she did with stocks. Bring that up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, we talked about that because that was insider trading. It supposedly should be investigated, say the Democrats, but nothing's going to happen. She somehow knew to buy stocks the day that she needed to do
tanked,
that
and then
sell them when it went up.
Wait.
And then she somehow knew a couple of days later to buy bonds instead, to sell all that stock by bonds. So now she has multi-millions.
She's worth $22 million now. You know what I really love about these Republicans? You know how many times every time you see a Republican bitching about someone else who has money, oh, look at this Democrat, immense evil. And yet Marjorie Taylor Greene came in with less than she was worth I don't know, $200,000.
Owned a CrossFit gym or
something like that.
Yeah.
And now she's worth $22 million. Mm-hmm. But no one's bitching about that. I don't understand the cognitive dissonance on Hunter Biden. He got $7 million from Burisma. Well, he was like higher up in the company and they were paying him. But you bring up Jared. Jared got $2 billion from the Saudis and was working in the White House. Then got another $1.2 billion from Qatar. And no one's bitching about that. I bring that up to my aunt. And she goes, "I didn't know about that." And I go, "Look it up."
Yeah. What about the time when she was caught?
And then she says, "I don't want to talk about politics."
Marjorie Taylor Greene she disclosed her stock trades that were made just before Trump announced a 90-day pause on tariffs, prompting accusations of insider trading. She purchased up to $315,000 in stock from major companies and then sold U.S. Treasury bills days before he changed the policy. She claims her financial advisor does all that and she doesn't know anything about it.
Wasn't she caught? Maybe it was Lauren Boebert. It's hard to tell them apart. One of them was caught lying on their tax return about the mileage that they were using.
Was Marjorie Taylor Greene last time.
Okay.
Yes.
And nothing happened with that?
Oh, wait, no, that was, Marjorie Taylor Greene lied about the SUV that she bought. Boebert lied about the mileage.
Okay.
Yeah,
they figured out that she would have had to orbit the Earth 3.5 times.
She would have to drive. She claimed 169,000, some crazy amount of miles.
Yeah. And nothing ever happened.
Because the Congress and this is where, people say both sides. I think shit like that is where you can say both sides. There is a point when the Democrats and Republicans are both doing shit like that. Yeah. Maybe not as harsh and if you notice the dumber ones do it more blatantly. I think the best thing to do in the midterms, if we even have midterms, we may not have midterms. Watch last week's episode. When you see what they're doing with elections, we may never have a real true election again in America. But, I think we need to clean house. And David Hogg came out. David Hogg, the kid from Parkland who started that. Yeah, and he's now one of the heads of the DNC,
vice chair of the DNC.
Came out and just called all the old Democrats out. He's like, "You guys need to get the fuck out." And I was like, I had two responses. One was, "Fuck, dude, you're just gonna get kicked out. You're the youngest kid. You can't just start talking mad shit day one." And then I thought, he's right. Mm-hmm. He's right.
Yeah. And I think he's got there's another half because there's a younger generation that are, with like AOC who hasn't taken any money, the Bernie rally.
Omar, who's not my favorite person. It's taken zero. Yeah. Absolutely zero money.
Who are the two senators who just went to El Salvador? Those two guys.
Yeah, those two guys. Young guys
Maxwell
from Tennessee. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's great. I mean, he's the other guy, was it Garcia, standing behind him, who's older, considerably older. Let him talk to the media because he's just so dynamic.
So here's the thing. You've made Schumer, all these other older people, Pelosi, you have made a lot of money for a long time. How fucking much is enough? And once you actually start putting that money, we elected you to back us up. We didn't elect you to back you up.
If one of these senators, one of the first things they're not saying is about getting universal health care, like Bernie says every chance he gets on a fucking microphone,
you should hear this girl.
Get the fuck out. Then you're out.
You should hear this girl on this, man.
This pisses me off that it's not a human right Healthcare is a base. It's not even a special right.
Yeah.
It's not even frilly or fancy. It's a basic human right to be a citizen, to pay taxes.
We pay for it, yeah.
And to not have a guarantee that your health will be managed or that you'll be able to go to a doctor to get cared for because you can't afford it. We have healthcare, and it goes up every year. That's the new thing.
Every month I see the bill, I'm like, holy shit.
And I use it all the time.
I'm actually going to make her break my leg just so I can use.
He doesn't use it. Oddly enough, I am 1/4 of the cost of that policy.
And
you are 3/4,
and I don't use it,
and you don't use it, and I use it all the time. But it is a PPO. It's Blue Shield. And I still have trouble.
I have to fight.
I mean, I told you guys last time how much I paid out of pocket for that prescribed mammogram and ultrasound. And then after paying a $90 copay to get that prescribed, she wouldn't give me the results until even over the phone, I had to pay another $90 before she would come on the phone. So this is not this is a problem that's been solved by 32 out of 33 industrialized nations. Yeah. We're the 33rd. This is a problem that has been solved.
Yes.
It has been solved. There are models worldwide. We could do it. But let's break down exactly what happens to health. And I've talked about this before. So here's what happened. You work your whole life. You end up being 80 years old. You've paid your house off. Your house is yours now, right? You have, let's say median, the house is worth $500,000. Well, then all of a sudden you get a tumor. And you have to get that tumor done. Well, that tumor costs $130,000 for the operation, for the medication, for the hospital visits, for everything else. Well, you don't have that money. It's because you're retired now. So what ends up happening is they take a second on your house. Then they take that money. Then actually you have to have treatment. So you have chemo and you have all this thing. Then it comes back 2 years later. So now you're spending another $100,000. You take a second on that house that you paid off your whole life. So all the wealth you've amassed in your life doesn't get transferred to your children. It gets transferred to fucking Blue Shield. It gets transferred to fucking Pfizer. It gets transferred to all these assholes. And it's a grift. It's the only way that Americans will never have generational wealth. It's because at the end of your life, they're just going to take it back.
Here's another small example that you'll understand it right now. The fact that we have to pay our taxes. We have to pay. I had to pay a couple $100 just to file my fucking taxes of money I've already fucking paid. Then I got to pay again to fucking file it. When other countries don't have to here it is.
No. So, Sweden. Shan, my sister, lived in Sweden for years. Here's, ready? Your phone rings. And then you look down and they go, we've done your taxes. We looked at your pay stubs. Do you agree with this?
Click accept.
And you go accept. And then they go, and oh, by the way, you're due a refund this much money. Do you accept it? Accept. Boom. Check's on the way. Thank you. That's it.
They already know.
That's how they do it in Sweden. See, so what?
TurboTax. They paid the fucking Trump administration to keep it going
because we are, I would say, a porn version of capitalism.
Yeah.
Everything that could be handled with the tech we have easily be handled. Instead, because of fucking Antonin Scalia and Citizens United, we now, TurboTax can give the Trump campaign $10 million. Yep. Elon Musk can give the campaign $260 million. So our government has stopped working for us. And this happened in 2012, whenever that was. I called Ray the day it happened. I was like, holy shit, you're not going to believe what just happened. And I called it and it's happened. We no longer have anything to do with what gets done.
Even if we have senators and people in the House on our side pushing bills, pushing things to get them through, they still get defeated because of the money, and the fucking companies can just say, here's $1 billion. Nope.
This isn't the first time this has happened. Now, we've done in the past in our American history, this has happened before. Yeah. And so what they did was they passed laws that said there's a limit to how much you can give. And then Antonin Scalia came in and was the final vote and said, nah, fuck that. Tesla is a person. Right. Exxon is a person.
Look how that worked out for us. Look at what happened in the last election. I mean, we know Rick Wilson, who wrote Everything Trump Touches Dies and also started the Lincoln Project. He told us one night before all of this that that's how he would get people elected when he worked for the GOP. He would call the Koch brothers. He'd go sit at lunch with him. They'd say, what's the number for that guy? What's the number for that girl?
Yep.
Okay, here's a check for that. There's a check for that.
And it was 15 million. The number he told us, if I ask him for 15 million, it's going to take 15 million to get this guy elected. And
because
the Koch
they
brothers
know the number it will
would
take.
write him a check.
And if we do that long enough, it leads to fascism because, you know, who is going to be drawn
Sorry,
it's
lead.
It is. Sorry.
It done did.
I know.
We're
done.
done.
It's still a hard
Thank you.
pill to swallow.
Elon paid how much?
$260
Yeah. And then was writing $1 million checks a day
to voters.
I
love that they're complaining about that. They're saying that George Soros is
I
paying
know.
protesters while he's holding up a cartoon
On TV.
publishers clearinghouse check
With a fucking cheese hat.
for voters.
The cheese hat, dear God. This episode, speaking of cheese, is brought to you by HelloFresh. I actually did have a segue there.
Nice.
I was just going to do it either way, but then, cheese. HelloFresh is the bomb. So you don't have to think about what to make for dinner. You go online into your account every week and you select what meals you want because you're going to have favorites that you want again, or they'll select for you. Never had a bad one, ever. My niece actually took one of ours last week and she made it and I go, how was it? She said it was insane. And I said, her boyfriend is a chef.
Yeah,
and
real chef. Legit.
Yeah, came home that night and she goes, well, I made it for both of us, but he didn't eat it. And I go, it was for 4 people. She's like, yeah, I know. It was really good. And she goes, but it's always good.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, it really is. So you can let them select for you and you still.
HelloFresh is one of those things that when you get home after a day, I work on the Armageddon update. I get home and I look in the refrigerator and it's one of those bags. You just grab one. I start making it and it's I'm learning how to cook, but also
easy.
It's always good,
quick,
and easy.
The thing that I love now too is that they have pantry items. Like you can just get grab and go things that are so far excellent. The dumplings, the spring roll things, they have garlic bread, they've got muffins, egg bites for the morning. They have so much stuff, but they also are now doing new ready-made meals that are chef crafted, really good tasting meals that are ready in 3 minutes or less. So you can just grab and go. And that's another thing I really love to have in the fridge. Always high quality ingredients using seasonal fresh produce and proteins. It's like farm to your doorstep. And you can pause or skip your weeks whenever you want. So it's very easy. The whole website is awesome. It's like food porn. Highly recommend that you go check that out. Feel great with meals that fit your spring schedule and make the season even more delicious. Go to HelloFresh.com/Titus10FM now to get 10 free meals with a free item for life. 1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as a discount on the first box. New subscribers only, and it'll vary by what plan you do. I do 4 people 3 times a week.
Right. It's great.
HelloFresh
guys,
loves it too.
You want to go check on them?
I just need to hand them some more honeycomb.
All right.
Do you guys want to do
HelloFresh?
what's happened
Yeah, what's happened
in the last week?
Sure.
So Harvard, we've already talked about, but Trump is now saying
Ad
that
nauseum, which I learned from Harvard, by the way.
going to cancel their tax exempt status, like we said, and pull an additional $1 billion. He has threatened again to fire Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell.
Which he can't do. He legally can't do it.
No, but it has led to a spike in gold prices. So I wonder if Marjorie Taylor Greene in here.
I'm pretty sure Marjorie, yes.
And a slide in the dollar. So our dollar is devaluing. Our stock market is tanking.
Can we point something
out? But I'm tired of winning.
Can we point something out? When Biden left, the stock market was 45,000. We had been, putting we do our normal investment because I'm going to retire one day. And it was just doing this. It was just creeping. It had to go down a little bit, but kept creeping. Since this raging failure has taken over, the stock market, as of yesterday, it dropped. At one point it was 1,200 points yesterday, and it had dropped 7,000. It was at 38.1. 38,000. So this loser, this quote businessman who doesn't know shit about business, who bankrupted casinos, couldn't sell steak, water, or vodka. That's food, water, and alcohol. This asshole, this dumb shit, is driving our country down. Not only that, he's pissed off China. China owns about $800 billion of our bonds. Here's what happens. So they own it, which means they bought it, so they mature one day. Well, if they sell them all, guess what we have to do? Give China $800 billion.
Yes.
And that's going to tank The entire economy. The dollar's dropping. Everything that Biden did. You had a guy that had 50 years of experience that saw how it was done wrong, how it was done right, and did it right. Bailed us out of the pandemic. He actually fixed the supply chain. He actually got us infrastructure. And then you got this dipshit, this asshole who thinks that if he just says it, it's going to happen. And he is destroying the country. And we are at 95 days. He's only been in 95 days.
What happened to the Republicans when they were supposed to be the party of government?
I think they're all Puff Daddy's parties, and I think there's video. I think
right.
I think
they've all
something's
been
up.
getting peed on by a Russian prostitute.
Thank you. And that's all it takes these days. Except for Lisa Murkowski, who sat there like, I guess I'm going to be killed tomorrow. Like It was, watch the Lisa Murkowski video. It's a hostage video.
Showing up
it's a hostage video, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's see. He lost at the Supreme Court, which issued the brief order to halt some of the deportation proceedings under Alien Enemies Act. That's temporary, though, so I don't know how I feel about that. Closed a State Department office that tracked and countered disinformation from foreign governments. Closed it. Gone. Closed.
Wait, say that again?
Closed a State Department office that tracked and countered disinformation from foreign governments.
So, hold on. Guys, so when you say stuff like that, and it's big words, there's a lot of people that just, it goes past you. People understand that we had a place in the State Department that looked at all the fake information coming from China, Russia, Iran, and said, this is fake. He closed that, so now we don't know what's fake.
Yeah,
which means Russia can do what it wants, how it wants, and Putin can send us all kinds of bullshit. He's destroying the country.
Today.
What the fuck, man?
When
did we march on the White House?
Down the office
it's coming.
That tracks and counters global disinformation from foreign actors, including governments of China, Russia, and Iran.
I didn't even know that.
The closing of the office, the Counter Foreign Information Manipulation and Interference Hub, has been in talks for weeks.
They're just high-fiving. I mean, Putin and Xi.
But here's the thing. There is no reason. This is not a man, and you guys need to be clear.
What's the reason?
This is not a man who is defending Americans. Yeah. This is a man who's burying Americans. Yep. He's destroying our higher learning. He's destroying us, our counterintelligence. Didn't they shut down a thing about had a thing that we're online. We were trying to they were always searching for what Russia was going to try to shut down, because remember they shut down that pipeline.
Everyone, it was,
and they shut that down.
Hacker, that was in the first week in office.
Right.
They shut down. Actually, Hegseth shut that down. It was an office responsible for tracking hacking activities of our infrastructure.
Do you know he's setting
Why would we close that down?
Do you understand that all the stuff that was put in place over the years, that Biden put back in place to protect us, is now been taken? It's now gone.
Yeah, what happened to America First? America First was to have our full defenses. I know.
Yeah, we have a baby. Yeah, let's listen. Wow.
Oh, now he's good. He does not perform.
So do you guys understand that this man you voted for, Republicans, the thing he did is do everything to destroy this country? If I wanted to take out America, this is when I do it. You got an alcoholic running all our military, a raging alcoholic, an inept raging alcoholic, who, by the way, is sexual assaulter. Then you've got, but who's going to bring in next?
Exactly.
Don Jr.? Yes. Who's coming next? Eric?
Actually, yeah, probably.
Okay, so then you've got a guy who believes that vaccines hurt you.
You've got patient zero in charge of the fucking...
Yeah, who believes the polio vaccine, which, by the way, have you met anybody who's a little poly? None of us have. Is
Mitch
bad.
McConnell.
And he's going to actually now make a registry for autistic people, so we know why would that's very Hitlery. So then you've got the guy, a 34-time convicted felon rapist running the country, and who has been tied to Russia since the 80s. What the fuck are we doing? How come we are not just wrapped around the White House? How did this guy get elected? Go to last week and watch the election results, and you see what happened, the Russian tail and this whole thing. I'm not going to say, here's the difference between us saying the election was rigged and the Republicans. There was no evidence. 62 court cases. If you took the evidence that we have just in the statistical anomalies in it, and you took that to court, there would be an investigation. Like, it's crazy. Watch last week, this two-parter. It's insane.
Yeah.
So now, So now we've got. Do you guys understand where we're at? This is going to get worse. Fascism doesn't concede. Fascism, authoritarians don't go, I was wrong.
He's trying to run again. That's probably where the
and how
last
come no
straw
one's
is going to be.
losing their shit?
I know.
Oh, he's just funny. He's just joking.
But they said
because
that
he's such a kidder.
Yeah, exactly. He's one of the funniest
Him
guys.
and all his puppies.
He's Martin Short funny.
Yes, he is. Wow. Speaking of being short funny, this episode brought to you by Huel, human fuel, which I didn't get until he said that. Did you have the Black Edition?
I just grabbed it. Yeah, I grabbed it. Yeah.
Love, because you can grab and go. So it's called Black Edition, ready to drink. It's a meal in a bottle. One bottle is 35 grams of protein, which is why I love it. 27 vitamins and minerals. But I would not drink it unless it were low in sugar. And it is. It's a perfectly balanced meal, and it was designed by nutrition experts.
And tastes good. Doesn't it have that gritty taste to it?
It tastes like a milkshake.
Yes, it does.
They have all kinds of different flavors, but I love the chocolate the most. But it kind of takes the guesswork out of healthy eating for a meal, like if you're in a hurry and you're leaving to go to work in the morning. This is a great thing to grab, throw in your bag and have for lunch at work, whatever.
It's about 400 calories. It replaces a meal. And it makes you feel like it replaces a meal. It's not like something you drink and you're like, I'm still hungry. Yeah. It went away.
It helps you hit your macros too.
Yep.
If you're using Lumen and you need to hit those numbers, it's hard to find something.
And then you can eat double of HelloFresh later that night if you have the Huel.
There you go.
We've combined.
And then you go sleep on your Helix mattress.
That is the perfect day.
Also, this Black Edition drink is really high in vitamin C, which I didn't know until recently when I really sat down and read everything that's in it. And so what a great thing for your immune system, as you know, RFK Jr. is running our health and human services. So I don't know if that's what they want that in their talking points. I'm just saying.
No, it's counter. Huel's a great counter to someone actually trying to ruin your health.
Yeah, you're gonna need it.
Exactly. And it's really affordable. It's this high protein meal, and it's under $5. So there is nothing wrong with Huel. Make sure that you go to huel.com/Titus today. And then when you get there, use promo code Titus. You'll get 15% off your first order, plus you get a free gift from them. But it's HUEL.com/Titus.
Human fuel.
Use promo code Titus, 15% off your first order and a free gift. This is the most stupidly convenient, high protein meal that you can grab and go.
It's good too, the way it tastes.
Okay, here we go. Signed fewer bills into law by this point of his term than any new president over the last 70 years.
Do you also know the stock market actually is, as of today, it's the worst stock market performing since 1932? Oh. You really don't want to be compared to the Great Depression. Yeah, you really don't want to be compared to the Great Depression.
You know how we have Doge to lower our spending? As of now, this administration has spent $145 billion more than Biden did at the same time.
So all the savings,
there's your 4 years ago.
Let's be very clear. Doge said they saved $150 billion. None of it matches. They can't even prove it. They said they were going to start with $2 trillion. They got none of it. Elon Musk, his company lost more than he said he found. Yeah. And then you've got this asshole spending more money on golf trips than literally the Harvard. The Harvard has a psychology department. It's like $9 million a year they get breakthrough. His fucking golf trips cost more per week than they give to Harvard. So we have to talk about that. Everyone who voted for him, you're full of shit. You're full of shit. And these weak ass, cowardly white men cannot stand up for anything except for power and money. I'm so fucking tired. And I will tell you this. I have done 10 comedy specials. I'm on my 11th. If that gets filmed or not, it doesn't matter. This country is fucking everything that I've ever stood for. The reason I've made money is because of the First Amendment. And this motherfucker is trying to destroy it in colleges. Yeah. That's our education system. Yep. Education is national security, which he's totally destroyed. And now we have Putin, if wanted to, could send in missiles in. We wouldn't know because we don't have any fucking organization watching him anymore. Fuck!
It's the basis.
Oh, Seamus is going to have some great first words.
Sorry, baby. He can't hear me. Sorry.
Oh, fuck you! They just disclosed that Trump raised this is the converse to what you were saying, $239 million just for his inauguration, which was more than double the previous record, which he set in 2017.
110 million last time, and they had marching bands from high schools.
Held the White House Easter egg roll with a number of corporate sponsors, including Amazon and Meta, of course.
Yeah, because they're trying to fight antitrust.
Has reportedly created a plan to cut all funding for Head Start, which provides early childcare for low-income families. There's the key phrase right there. Mm-hmm. Told reporters that he's
sent by Jesus
going to challenge the tax-exempt status of a nonprofit watchdog that has sued over his actions.
Just like Jesus.
He's now, new allegations. Hegseth, our defense secretary, sent military operation information on a second Signal chat with his wife and brother-in-law.
Why is Hegseth's wife? She's been in like 2 or 3 top secret
meetings.
It brings her to meetings.
His wife.
Yes.
Can you explain
and
this?
She was a Fox producer.
Oh, well, okay. That's her credentials.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
so she has no access to like letting secrets out to like the world.
Yeah.
Good. Thank God she's
nothing for
Thank
broadcasting.
God she's really hidden.
Yeah.
He fired another IRS commissioner, which is the 4th person to serve in the role in the last 3 months since he's taken office. He ended the first quarter of the year with an average of 45% approval rating, lower than all other presidents since World War II.
Not according.
I can't believe he's got that. I mean,
45 is like high.
Well, it says, average. Yeah, I'm surprised. I would have guessed like 30 something.
So, guys, I think and I hate saying this, but this is not going to end well. This is going to end in martial law. By the way, just so you know, it's going to end in martial law. It's starting now. If you notice, there was a lady, she's suing, there was a video on Instagram last week. And one was, I think I talked about it, was protesting a Marjorie Taylor Greene's town hall. And 2 guys, not cops, just guys wearing all black, picked her ass up and drug her out. She's suing them for $5 million now. So just so you guys know, to you people on the right who actually believe that we will go quietly into the good night, you're fucking mistaken. You're fucking mistaken. And that's not a threat. That's just letting you know that you are dismantling something that I love dearly. And again, when I guess I got more amped up when I found out my family's been here since 1635. But then I thought about my life. My life doesn't exist without the Constitution, the First Amendment. It doesn't exist without the freedoms I have. It doesn't exist. Yep. And this guy's dismantling them?
I just thought we should end with this touching Easter message that our president posted.
Oh, by the way, I do have to say this. When the man gets into his feels, he really gets into his feels. Rachel?
Especially on the day of resurrection of our dear Lord. Happy Easter to all, including the radical left lunatics who are fighting and scheming so hard to bring murderers, drug lords, dangerous prisoners, the mentally insane, and well-known MS-13 gang members and wife beaters back into our country.
Amen.
Happy Easter also to the, all caps, weak and ineffective judges and law enforcement officials who are allowing this sinister attack on our nation to continue, an attack so violent it will never be forgotten.
Lord, hear our prayer.
Sleepy Joe Biden purposefully allowed millions of criminals to enter our country totally unvetted and unchecked through an open borders policy that will go down in history as the single most calamitous act ever perpetrated upon America. He was, by far, our worst and most incompetent president, a man who had absolutely no idea what he was doing. But to him and to the person that ran and manipulated the auto pen, perhaps our real president, and to all the people who cheated in the 2020 presidential election in order to get this highly destructive moron elected, I wish you, with great love, sincerity, and affection, a very happy Easter.
And also with you. Go in peace.
What?
Like me, I once was lost, but now I'm found. I'm a radical left lunatic.
I'm a democrat.
My God, what is wrong? We are in We are in cartoonish times, man. The problem is when you're in cartoonish times, on the other side of cartoonish times is nightmare.
And it's not like a president didn't warn us of exactly this. This time, 2 years ago.
Oh, let's see. Oh, this is from Biden said.
President Biden said...
What did Biden say?
He announced on Tuesday that he would seek its second term, arguing that American democracy still faces a profound threat from former President Donald Trump. Around the country, MAGA extremists are lining up to take those bedrock freedoms away, Biden said. Cutting Social Security that you've paid for your entire life, while cutting taxes for the very wealthy, dictating what healthcare decisions women can make, banning books, and telling people who they can love, all while making it more difficult for you to be able to vote.
And by the way, Biden didn't know that he was going to cut off all access to making sure Russia doesn't invade us or shut down our electrical grid. He also didn't say that he was going to take all of our institutions of higher learning, basically places that invent stuff so we have a future in America. He was going to shut them down. You know what, man?
You guys, listen, I don't know why you're so mad. Because he brings in highly qualified people. For example, former Fox News personalities Mark Levin and Bo Dietl have been appointed to the DHS Advisory Board.
Oh, who
as of today.
God. Who are they now?
Fox personalities, highly qualified.
Blonde?
Well,
do you know the problem with all this?
Mark.
Is that I think there's a misconception of what people think. Well, we'll just get a new guy in a couple of years and they'll fix it. The problem is, if you remember it took 4 years to get COVID back to where we were okay and inflation was down at 2.3.
It was just okay.
Yeah, he's shitting the bed so hard that this is going to take a decade to fix. And that's if we can get him out. Yep. That's if we can get him out.
He's also in the midst of this, what is looking to be a massive economic crisis. He is resuming the debt collections for all of the defaulted student loan borrowers that had their debt paused.
He's taken that. Wait. No, he forgave the debt. Biden forgave it.
Made a recent announcement that it will restart previously paused debt collection for student loan borrowers who had fallen into default. The Education Department, McMahon lady, announced that it is restarting involuntary repayment of federal student loans that are in default.
Guys, I'm going to say this and then we're going to wrap up because we got to get out of here. But educating our people.
I'm going to get him.
Educating our people from pre-K on through college is the difference between us being world leader as a country or being a third world country. If we do not have institutions like Harvard, Columbia, Yale, and I didn't go to college, but I know as an older man now, I realize that had I gone to college, I'd be running a TV show right now, making millions of dollars and doing what I could. By cutting all this off, by saddling people with education debt for their whole lives, all you're doing is making our entire country less.
Weakens us.
It weakens
everybody.
Weakens us across the board.
Making the country subservient to another country that's going to start taking the lead.
And then you see the education from China and Japan. They go to school on Saturday in Japan.
Yeah,
and it's constant.
In Japan, I remember. I didn't, but driving by them lined up in their uniforms, which was also something you didn't see as much then, uniforms, and just being like, suckers.
And China is actually their kids. Go look at some of the videos of how they teach their kids and say what you will, whatever they believe. Yeah, we are communist, whatever. They are planning for a 250, 300 year future. We are not planning for a 3-year future. And we are so dumb and so... I've never seen my country have less vision than it does now. And it makes me sad. Guys, keep watching the Titus podcast. We're going to keep, I'm sorry I get to give you bad news sometimes. Go to last week. I want you to watch the election result podcast. It's pretty frightening. And I know I talked too much. I was trying to make it palatable for everybody because the guy is real deep. It's real dense, but the information is so great. You guys are great. This weekend, I'm going to be in
Richmond, Virginia.
Richmond, Funny
and
Bone.
then Virginia Beach,
Funny Bone.
and then
Raleigh, North Carolina.
North
Improv.
Carolina. And then I'm home on Saturday, guys. Go see the shows. Doomed to Repeat's getting killer. I got 2 standing ovations at the Ice House. When you get listen,
Yeah.
I'll get standing ovations.
Yeah.
I got 2 standing ovations in LA.
In LA.
And that's good.
That's crazy.
So come
that's
to the
actually impossible.
come to because it's all actors going, yeah, I could have done it better.
Yeah,
or writers
yeah.
going, I wouldn't have written it like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Taking notes.
Notes.
This,
God.
this, ready? That's funny.
I get more notes.
Yeah.
I get notes from people. I'm like,
You don't
I
even
don't know you.
So guys, do me a favor. Go to the shows this weekend. Let's have it's all funny. It's and thanks for watching the Titus podcast. We are we've made a new commitment this year to actually make sure that we bring you guys information that is not just amusing, hopefully, but also dead on. I am so tired of where we are, and you are part of the resistance. Scream sanity everywhere you go. For myself, the lovely bombshell Ray and the Highlander, and little Shamelessly.
Yes.
How you doing, boyo? Welcome to the podcast.
He's happy here. He's
Yeah.
totally chill. He
He's
really
like,
wants that microphone.
Welcome to the
though.
podcast, buddy.
He's like, can we
what
talk
do-
about some of the things you guys
Yeah,
said?
I
What do you
heard
think
him
about the
I
future?
heard Uncle Titus say the F word. That's
I
not
don't know,
good.
I'm stressed out about, is the planet going to be burning down soon?
I'm not going to make it that long. You look, God, you're so pretty. What a pretty little kid.
That's a pretty baby.
Yeah. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. For myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
Thank you, everyone.